Since my husband and I are on vacation together, we came up with a compromise because I was like, I need to film something, but he wants to play video games. So, what you can't see is he's over there with headphones on, like big headphones with loud video game noises playing, so he can't hear me, hopefully. But if you hear like clacking, it's him typing on his keyboard. So there's that. But we're making a video. And today I am talking about series that I want to read in 2020. They're not necessarily, well, actually, I don't think any of them are new series in 2020, but they're just like older series that I haven't personally gotten to. Some of them are kind of embarrassing, but we're just going to go over them. I think I have 10. Okay, so 6 are series that I haven't even started yet, and 4 are series that I want to finish / continue on in. So first we're going to go through the 6 that I want to begin. And the first one on that list is Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. This is I think it's 14 book series, and it is quite the undertaking. So I've been kind of afraid to pick it up, but my husband has read, I don't know if he's finished it, but he's read a lot of it, and he owns quite a few of the books. So I already have them in my possession. I just have to actually like take the leap and start a 14 book series that I know is probably going to take me over a year to read. The second one is the First Law Trilogy by Joe Abercrombie. We also own that one. I don't think my husband has read it yet, but he owns all 3. So again, it's in my possession. I just need to start it. The next 2, one of them is kind of embarrassing as someone who loves fantasy and talks about fantasy all the time on YouTube. And then the other one is a little bit more understandable. So the first one is the Mistborn trilogy, like the First Era trilogy by Brandon Sanderson. I've never read it. My husband has read it. I feel like everyone that talks about fantasy, this is like one of the series that they started with, and I've just never read it. I've read Brandon Sanderson's 2 of the standalones. I've read Elantris was my first book by him, and then I also read Warbreaker, and I loved both of those, so I don't know what the holdup is with Mistborn. I just can't bring myself to pick it up, but I really need to. And then the other one is Stormlight Archive. That is just intimidating to me. I believe my husband has finished the first book. They're just so big. And again, it's not done yet. He only has the first 3 out. I believe it's going to be a 10-book series, so it's not even like it's close to being finished yet, but I don't want to not necessarily like fall behind, because like, it's not ideal to have to wait 2 years for each book in a series to come out. But, like, I do kind of want to catch up just so that, you know, all 10 books aren't published 15 years from now. And I'm like, oh, I haven't even started. Kind of like Wheel of Time. So, then the next one is, actually, I don't know if it's considered adult or new adult or YA, but it's the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. I really enjoyed A Court of Thorns and Roses, which we're actually going to get to later in this video. I really enjoyed that series by her. I like her writing style, and I know she's really not for everyone, and people like to, you know, rag on her because she's slightly problematic in her stories, but I enjoy it. I think it's just a good time. So I really want to pick up that series. Not to mention, I really love stories that revolve around assassins, and the main character is an assassin, which is another thing a lot of people say about that series, is that the main character isn't assassiny enough, but you know, if it's a good time, I want to read it. Oh, actually, that's it. That's all I have for series that I haven't started yet that I want to, well, for this list. This is not like a comprehensive list, but for this list, that's all I have. The next one on the list is actually Court of Thorns and Roses. I read the first 2. I never actually finished A Court of Wings and Ruin, so I have 1 book left to finish that series, and so I just need to, like, get it. I own it. I own the ebook of it, so I have it, and I started it. I just never finished it, so I need to get into that and finish that series off. The next is A Song of Ice and Fire. I am currently on book 3, and while I don't think I'll necessarily finish all the ones that are out, considering it's been taking me, like, a year to read the one I'm on, I do want to continue on in that series. And who knows? I mean, how many books are there? 5? 6? It's not like completely out of this world to say that I want to catch up on that series and finish all the published works. So who knows? Let's aim high and say that I want to finish all of the published A Song of Ice and Fire books next year. Next is the All Souls trilogy by Deborah Harkness, that is A Discovery of Witches, and the following books. It was a trilogy. I have all three, but then I think there's a fourth one that I don't know if it is a continuation of the series, like it turned it into a quartet, or if it's just in the same world. I'm not really sure, but I want to read those. And then the next one is another series, kind of like A Court of Thorns and Roses. It's 3 books. I don't know if it's gonna, like, I don't think it's gonna stop at a trilogy. I think it's a series, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But that is the Traitor's Circle. The first one being The Traitor's Kiss, then The Traitor's Ruin, and then the third one is The Traitor's Kingdom. I read the first 2 last year, being 2018, I believe, and I really, really enjoyed them. The third one I don't think was out, or at the very least my library didn't have it, so I didn't read the third one, so I want to read the third one and finish that trilogy / all that's published in that series up. And then last one is Illuminae. I haven't even technically, like, I've listened to the first 47 pages on audiobook, but I technically haven't even started reading it yet. But I do want to read and finish that trilogy because from what I have read, I was really enjoying it. So I think I'm definitely going to want to finish that trilogy. So the Illuminae Files is the last one I have on this list. So that is it for 10 series that I want to start / continue / finish in 2020. Let me know if you've read any of these series, if you think I should prioritize any of them, if you think it's not worth it to pick them up. I mean, I know that's very subjective, but I'm always looking for opinions. And yeah, that's it for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!